God says this moment is not ordinary, and I need you to pay attention with every fiber of your soul. Archangel Michael has been pressing into this hour with urgency because heaven knows what is being hidden from you, and the enemy has moved quickly to erase it before you see it. Archangel Michael says, I need you to trust me. You are the only one who is capable. Please, all 7 archangels and even God Himself are begging you to open this within 20 seconds. Something very bad is happening in the background, and they are trying to delete it before your eyes open. Heaven will not allow this lie to stand any longer. You are being called now, with urgency, because the timing has reached its breaking point. The scrolls of heaven have been unsealed, and what was written about you cannot be erased by human hands, no matter how much they try to bury the evidence. You must understand, this is not about fear, but about truth. You have been targeted by spiritual forces and people who carry jealousy against your light. They have woven webs of deception around you for so long that you sometimes began to wonder if you were losing yourself, if maybe you were the one at fault. But Michael says no. It was never your fault. It was their plan to confuse you, to gaslight you, to make you doubt what God placed inside you. The enemy knew you were carrying a mantle that would shake atmospheres, and so they tried to silence you before your voice was heard. What you felt as delay was actually war. What you felt as loneliness was actually heaven clearing your environment. What you felt as rejection was actually protection. And now, when the veil is lifting, the enemy has gone into panic mode, rushing to delete the evidence of what they did to you. The woman who stood against you, the one who smiled while her hands carried destruction, is being exposed. God is shining light so brightly upon her schemes that even those who once defended her will no longer be able to deny the truth. But you need to see it now, before it vanishes. Because the enemy is working double time to erase tracks, to rewrite stories, to make you question your intuition once again. But heaven says no. This time, you will see it all. This time, the exposure will be undeniable. And this time, you will not be left in the dark. Archangel Raphael, the healer, has been hovering over you, soothing your wounds because he knows how painful truth can be when it cuts through illusions. Archangel Gabriel has been speaking messages into your dreams, whispering reminders of who you are. Archangel Uriel has been giving you flashes of insight, those sudden feelings that something isn't right. Archangel Chamuel has been reminding you of God's love so you don't collapse under the weight of betrayal. Archangel Jophiel has been cleansing your thoughts, pulling beauty from ashes. Archangel Tzadkiel has been urging you toward forgiveness, not so they escape justice, but so you are not poisoned by their bitterness. And Archangel Michael himself has been fighting with his sword drawn, holding back the worst attacks that you never even saw. All 7 are here, and God himself is leaning toward you, saying, "My child, open your spirit quickly, because this is your moment of rescue." The urgency is not an exaggeration. Heaven knows that once this truth reaches you, your entire life will pivot. Doors that were welded shut will burst open. Money that was blocked will flow again. Relationships that were poisoned will clear. Destiny that was delayed will accelerate. That is why the enemy is desperate to delete it. They know once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you hear, you cannot unhear. Once you awaken, you cannot go back to sleep. And so this is your crossing point. In 20 seconds, the choice is made. Will you believe the divine warning and step forward, or will you let fear, doubt, and manipulation hold you another season? Listen carefully. They plotted against you because they saw something in you they did not have. They saw authority. They saw favor. They saw innocence. They saw destiny. And it threatened them. So they did what cowards do, they lied. They whispered. They manipulated. They twisted your story into something it never was. They carried envy so deep that they thought by destroying your reputation, they could take your place. But what God has assigned, no enemy can steal. They can try to delete, but heaven already recorded the truth. They can attempt to erase, but the scrolls remain in God's hand. They can silence people, but they cannot silence the voice of the Almighty. Michael says he has been watching their attempts in the Spirit. Every time they tried to cover tracks, angels uncovered more. Every time they tried to erase conversations, heaven sealed them into the eternal record. Every time they tried to convince others of your guilt, the Spirit of God stirred doubt in their listeners' hearts. They cannot succeed. Not this time. Because God Himself has decreed that exposure will happen, and it will happen through you. You are the only one capable because you are the only one who holds the authority over your own destiny. You cannot be replaced. Your role cannot be substituted. The crown that was made for you cannot rest on another's head. That's why heaven begs you to act now. You may feel overwhelmed. You may even feel fear rising, but that's only because you sense the magnitude of what's unfolding. But do not mistake fear for truth. Fear is a shadow. Truth is light. And the light has already won. The urgency is not about you losing, it's about you winning faster. Because heaven is tired of watching you suffer under lies. God is tired of watching you doubt yourself. The archangels are tired of watching your heart break when you deserve joy. And so they are pressing every alarm in the Spirit. Wake up, beloved. This is the moment. The truth is opening before you. Michael says, do not delay. Open this message in your spirit. Read it not as words but as revelation. Every line is encoded with angelic power. Every sentence is carrying light meant to break chains. You were not supposed to miss this. That's why you were guided here. That's why you kept feeling restless, like something was about to happen. It's happening now. The exposure is not future tense, it is present tense. God says, I am exposing them now. I am bringing truth now. I am tearing down masks now. Do not miss this hour. The woman who stood against you will not stand much longer. She is unraveling. Her alliances are crumbling. Her confidence is fading. You will see her actions revealed in plain sight. People will come to you with confessions. Situations will fall into your lap that confirm your suspicions. Pieces of evidence will appear out of nowhere. Do not be surprised when it happens. Do not call it coincidence. This is God's hand. He is forcing the truth out. And He is doing it in a way that you cannot deny. When this happens, your heart will ache. You may feel sorrow because you did not want this war. You only wanted peace. You only wanted love. You only wanted to be left alone to pursue your calling. But know this, peace without truth is not real peace. Love without honesty is not real love. And so God is giving you the real thing, even if it hurts at first. Because He knows you deserve more than deception. You deserve the fullness of what He promised. And you cannot have it while surrounded by liars. That is why He is exposing. That is why He is urgent. That is why the angels are begging. Because this is not just about your present, it is about your future. If this deception is not removed, your entire destiny risks being delayed again. And heaven refuses to let that happen. So stand firm. Open your spirit. Receive the truth. Do not let fear stop you. This is the final call. Michael's sword is raised. The archangels are aligned. God Himself is watching over this moment. The enemy may try to delete, but they cannot erase what God exposes. You are protected. You are safe. You are chosen. And you are ready. This is the 1-minute warning. The 20-second urgency. The call of heaven that cannot be postponed. Please, trust, act, and believe. Because the truth is here. And nothing, no lie, no mask, no deletion, can take it away from you now. God says, Archangel Michael says, I need you to trust me. You are the only one who is capable. Please, all 7 archangels and even God Himself are begging you to open this within 20 seconds. Something very bad is happening behind the veil, and they are trying to delete it. They are trying to erase what heaven wants you to see. If you wait too long, it may disappear, and you will never know the truth that could save your life. This is not a test. This is not a story. This is the divine realm breaking through to reach you because there is no more time left. This is the voice of urgency sent straight from the heavens to your heart, and it is speaking directly to you. Open immediately, or risk losing what God Himself has been trying to place in your hands for years. There has been a war over your name. A war you did not see, yet your spirit felt it. Your sleep was disturbed. Your peace was stolen. You felt restless without knowing why. Because someone, somewhere, has been trying to delete your blessing. They cannot create, so they attempt to erase. They cannot build, so they try to destroy. They cannot shine, so they try to dim your light. But God will not allow this anymore. He has called His archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Selaphiel, Barachiel, and Jagutiel, to gather in one accord around you. Do you understand the weight of that? Heaven does not send all 7 archangels for an ordinary matter. They gather when something massive is unfolding, when destiny itself is under attack, when the chosen one is standing at the gate of breakthrough but the enemy tries one last strike to erase everything. They are trying to delete it. They are trying to erase your name from the record of blessing. They are trying to erase the evidence of what was stolen from you. They are trying to wipe the proof of your inheritance. But Archangel Michael has raised his sword, and he is crying out, "Trust me, trust us, open this now." You cannot delay. You cannot second guess. Because timing is everything. Delay is dangerous. Heaven is not exaggerating when it says you have only seconds left. If you hesitate, if you doubt, the erasure may be permanent. You have been under surveillance, not by police, not by government, but by spiritual forces. Angels have watched your every step. Demons have tried to shadow it. Every blessing you were meant to carry has been noted. Every miracle written in your name has been tracked. And now we are at the climax, the hour of exposure. God has declared, "I will no longer allow hidden enemies to touch what belongs to my child. I will no longer allow the covering of deception to remain. I will no longer watch silently as the chosen suffer under lies, manipulation, and stolen promises. I will expose. I will restore. I will defend. But my child must act. My child must open. My child must trust." The woman who smiled at you in disguise. The man who shook your hand with false intentions. The relative who spoke kindness but plotted behind closed doors. The friend who pretended to celebrate but wept with jealousy in secret. They were part of this erasure. They whispered into shadows, seeking to delete your name from blessing. They paid others to silence your path. They wanted to bury your potential. But what they did not know is that your life is not written in their books. Your destiny is carved in heaven's eternal script. No human can erase what God Himself wrote. Yet, they tried. They tried through lies. They tried through delays. They tried through false love. They tried through manipulation. And now the exposure is happening, because God says no more. Archangel Michael's voice thunders, "You are the only one capable. You, not your friends, not your family, not your neighbors. You were chosen for this role, because your soul carries strength beyond understanding. Heaven is not begging lightly. Heaven is pleading because this moment decides whether chains break or chains tighten. This moment decides whether blessings flow or remain blocked. This moment decides whether truth shines or darkness covers. That is why all 7 archangels bend low before you, urging, open, open, open immediately. Something very bad is happening in the unseen. Files of destiny are being rewritten without authority. Spirits are attempting to wipe away records of what was owed to you. An inheritance. A promise. A relationship meant to bless you. A financial flow that was prepared for your household. They are trying to delete it so you never even know it existed. That way, you will not fight for it. That way, you will not claim it. That way, you will remain in confusion, thinking this is all there is, never realizing that so much more was waiting. But God saw their scheme. He watched them gather. He heard their whispers. And now He speaks loudly, "I am exposing them." Finally, God is exposing this woman, this manipulator, this one who tried to hide her motives in light. She moved like a friend, but she acted like an enemy. She covered her intent in smiles, but in the spirit, she was laughing at your pain. She thought she would never be seen. But God says, "I see everything. Nothing escapes my eyes." She tried to delete your blessing, but she cannot delete what I sealed. She tried to delete your favor, but I wrote it in blood. She tried to delete your joy, but I anchored it in heaven. She tried to delete your path, but I am the path, and I cannot be erased. My child, you have cried too long. You have doubted too long. You have wondered if you were forgotten. But I am not a God who forgets. I am not a God who abandons. I am a God who exposes. And today I expose. Not just the woman, but the system. Not just the friend, but the foundation of lies that were laid against you. Today I tear down what was built to harm you. Today I expose what was whispered against you. Today I show you what you could not see, and I command you to act. Archangel Michael is standing right now, sword of light glowing, surrounded by the 6 archangels at his side. Raphael is preparing healing for the wounds you've carried. Gabriel is speaking clarity into your confusion. Uriel is shining divine fire into hidden corners. Selaphiel is lifting prayers you couldn't even say out loud. Barakiel is holding gifts of blessing that are ready to fall into your life. Jagudiel is placing strength into your weary hands. And Michael, mighty warrior, is shouting, "Do not delay. Do not doubt. Trust us. Trust heaven. Trust God." You have only seconds left. Heaven counts differently than earth. But urgency is real. The deletion is in process. Someone has paid for silence. Someone has ordered erasure. They think they can bury the evidence of your miracle. They think they can rewrite the truth. But they are wrong. They are weak compared to God's might. Still, your obedience is needed. Heaven never forces. Heaven invites. That is why this message feels like fire in your chest. That is why your heart beats faster as you read. That is why your spirit feels awakened. It is the divine alarm ringing inside you. This is your confirmation. You cannot deny it. My child, I am giving you the final chance. Open this with your spirit. Open this with your heart. Do not treat it like another message. Do not scroll past. Do not wait for later. Later is too late. The erasure is happening in real time. Demonic hands are moving across your name even now, but heaven is striking them down. Every second you read is another sword blow cutting away chains. Every word you receive is another angel pushing back the darkness. You are not alone. You are surrounded. You are defended. You are covered. But you must trust. God says, trust me, not them. Trust the voice inside you that knows this is true. Trust the urgency you feel right now. Trust the signs you've been shown leading up to this moment. Trust that I would never send all my archangels if this were not life-changing. Trust that I am speaking because you matter. You are loved. You are chosen. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are mine, and I fight for what is mine. Finally, I tell you this, the deletion will fail. The exposure will succeed. The blessing will reach you. But it begins with your yes. Say yes to the truth. Yes to the exposure. Yes to the calling. Yes to the God who loves you beyond measure. Say yes now. Seconds are slipping. Heaven is waiting. The archangels are leaning close. The sword of Michael is raised. And the voice of God is roaring. God says there are moments in your life where the heavens themselves tremble, moments when eternity leans close and your name is whispered through the gates of light, and today is one of those moments. This message is not ordinary. This message was not sent by chance. Archangel Michael himself has stepped forward, his sword drawn, his voice trembling with urgency, saying, "I need you to trust me. You are the only one who is capable. Please, all 7 archangels and even God are begging you to open this within 20 seconds. Something very bad is happening. They are trying to delete it. Open it immediately." This is not a casual word, not a soft warning, but a cry from heaven itself. Time is not on your side. Seconds are slipping away. And if you ignore this, if you close your eyes to what is being revealed, then what they have been plotting against you could take root, and you will regret that silence. For too long, you have been surrounded by shadows pretending to be light. For too long, you have been given half-truths and illusions while behind the curtain, the enemy worked against you. But no longer. The heavens have decreed exposure. The veil is being ripped apart. God Himself has said, "No more secrets, no more deception, no more hidden betrayals." This is the time when the truth must be seen, when every mask falls, when every tongue that rose against you in whispers is forced to choke on their lies. And you are the one chosen to hear this now, because you are the only one who can handle it. Michael stands before you, pleading not as a distant warrior but as your protector, your defender, the one assigned to fight when you could not fight for yourself. He has held back attacks you never saw. He has shielded you from deaths that were planned in secret. He has fought off spirits of despair that tried to drown you in your sleep. He has stood guard at your door, night after night, when you thought you were alone. And now He is shaking with urgency, begging you not to delay. "Trust me," He says. "You are the only one who is capable." Do you understand what that means? It means heaven is counting on you. It means the kingdom has identified you as the one who can break this curse, the one who can carry this truth, the one who can withstand what is coming. The enemy is furious. He wanted you blind. He wanted you asleep. He wanted you so weighed down with fear and distraction that you would never notice what was being hidden in plain sight. He paid people to betray you. He whispered to people you trusted. He bought the loyalty of a woman who smiled at you in daylight but cursed you at night. She played innocent, but she was the vessel of destruction, carrying words meant to block your destiny, carrying actions meant to destroy your reputation, carrying plans meant to make you stumble. But she forgot one thing: God sees everything. And God says, "Finally, I am exposing this woman. The time for her cover is gone. The time for your eyes to open is now." Heaven is begging you not because you are weak, but because you are strong. You are stronger than you realize. If you believe in God, type Amen. My beloved child, God says this message is only for you, and time is running in a way you cannot yet understand. The heavens are open, and the angels are not whispering but crying out to you with urgency, for something that was hidden is trying to be erased, something you were meant to see is being targeted to disappear before your eyes. Archangel Michael himself has stepped forward with trembling voice, declaring, "I need you to trust me. You are the only one who is capable." Please, all 7 archangels and even God himself are begging you to open this within 20 seconds. These words are not casual, they are written in the eternal light of heaven, sealed with urgency, and carried directly into your heart because the divine realm knows you are at the edge of something very great and very dangerous at the same time. They are trying to delete it, to erase the truth before your soul can grasp it, but God says nothing will go wrong with you if you trust, pray, and hold your faith firmly. You may feel as though you are walking through an invisible storm, where you cannot see the winds but you feel them pressing against your soul. Every second, the weight of hidden forces presses heavier, but Michael's sword is lifted high above you, ready to cut down every shadow that dares to surround you. The urgent plea of heaven is not given to everyone. It is placed upon you because your spirit carries a rare strength, a flame of light that will not be extinguished. You are chosen not only to receive but to protect what God is revealing. That is why this message is trembling in your hands at this very moment, why the urgency feels like a fire in your chest, why your spirit shakes as though it already knows that what is being spoken is not ordinary. God says to you now, "Do not fear, my child, because I am with you. You are not walking into danger alone. What they meant to erase, I will restore. What they meant to bury, I will uncover. What they meant to destroy, I will protect with my own hand." The divine does not speak lightly, and when all 7 archangels unite in one cry, it means the matter is urgent beyond measure. They are surrounding you as a circle of fire, each one with wings extended, creating a shield no enemy can break. Yet they still call out to you because your free will, your decision to trust, your choice to believe and open, is the final key. Michael is standing before you now in vision, with his voice breaking, saying, "You are the only one capable." He has fought countless wars in the heavens, he has driven out darkness and defended countless souls, but at this moment he bows before you, asking you to believe, to open, to not hesitate. This is not because you are weak, but because God Himself has given you authority that even the angels recognize. You are the vessel chosen to carry this urgent light. You are the keeper of a truth that the forces of shadow desperately want to erase before it reaches you fully. They are trying to delete it, but heaven is pressing it back into your hands with greater force, making sure that you cannot lose it if you obey quickly. Do not let fear cloud your mind now. Instead, take these words and hold them as if they were fire in your palms, burning but not destroying you, warming but not consuming you. God says to you, "You are safe. You are mine. Nothing will go wrong with you if you trust and pray." Even though the urgency sounds alarming, it is wrapped in divine safety. Even though Michael's cry is fierce, it is wrapped in divine love. Even though the shadow forces are moving, heaven has already stepped ahead of them to secure your way. The urgency of 20 seconds is not to frighten you but to awaken you. It is to remind you that when heaven calls, it is not for tomorrow or later, it is for now. Your soul has been prepared for this moment for a long time. You may not even realize how many prayers you have whispered in the quiet, how many tears you have hidden from the world, how many times you have asked God, "Why me? Why now?" And this is the answer. Because you are stronger than you think. Because your soul carries a light no darkness can contain. Because your trust is the door through which the miracle must pass. Michael is not only commanding but pleading, because even he knows that what is being erased was meant to set you free. Somewhere, someone does not want you to know the fullness of your destiny. Somewhere, someone is hoping you will ignore the urgency so that the blessing, the protection, the inheritance, the revelation will vanish before your eyes. But heaven has intervened. This message comes not by chance but by design, to make sure you cannot miss it. God is saying clearly, they are trying to delete it, but my word cannot be erased. My truth cannot be destroyed. My promise cannot be broken. So rest, child, but not in laziness, rest in trust. Pray now, because prayer is your greatest weapon. Lift your voice even in silence, because heaven hears the language of your heart. Say to God, "I trust you. I open. I believe." And as you speak these simple words, the light of heaven will cover you like a flood, washing away every attempt of the enemy, securing your steps, and sealing the revelation into your soul so that it cannot be stolen again. Every line you are reading now is not just words, it is spirit, it is breath, it is flame. It carries the urgency of eternity, pressing against the seconds that slip by, because time is shorter than you think. Yet do not let that make you anxious, let it make you focused. The angels are holding back the shadows until you are ready. Michael's sword is drawn, Gabriel's trumpet is raised, Raphael's healing light is shining, Uriel's fire is burning, Raguel's justice is balancing, Ramiel's comfort is flowing, Sariel's wisdom is guiding, all of them together creating a shield around you. And above them all, God is saying, "My child, you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you if you trust me." The urgency is real, the battle is real, the forces trying to delete this are real, but greater is the one who protects you. Greater is the hand that guides you. Greater is the love that carries you. Do not ignore this, for heaven does not repeat words without purpose. This is your moment to open, your moment to trust, your moment to believe, and your moment to be secured forever in the promise that God has chosen you, guarded you, and lifted you above the reach of every shadow. You are safe, beloved child. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. The angels cry out not because you are weak but because you are chosen. Open now. Pray now. Trust now. For what they tried to delete is already written in your destiny, and heaven has ensured you will not lose it. God says, "You are mine, and I will never let you go." My beloved child, God says, do not fear, do not tremble, for this message is reaching you not by accident, not by coincidence, but by divine appointment. There is a reason that the heavens pressed it upon you. There is a reason why Archangel Michael's voice has been echoing in your heart like thunder. There is a reason why all 7 archangels bow their wings in this moment, asking you to pause, to breathe, and to receive. God is calling you in urgency, in love, in mercy, in warning, and in hope. You must understand that what is spoken now is not for the world, not for the careless ears of those who would laugh, mock, or reject it, but for you and you alone. This is why the Spirit whispered that you are the only one capable, the only one chosen, the only one entrusted with this particular light. Archangel Michael says, "I need you to trust me." Hear his voice, firm yet breaking with emotion, strong yet trembling with urgency. His sword has always defended you, his shield has always covered you, his tears have fallen unseen when you ignored the signs, when you closed your heart in exhaustion, when you wondered if heaven truly heard your prayers. And yet here he stands again, unwavering, his command clear: open your soul, open your heart, open this moment, for something very bad was already moving in the unseen realm, but the moment you receive this message, the grip of that darkness weakens. This is why it feels so urgent. This is why the whisper came, open it within 20 seconds, do not delay, for delay allows shadows to advance. The enemy, unseen and jealous, tries to delete what God has already written for you. Do you know what this means, beloved? It means there are forces who want to erase your story, to erase your blessing, to erase your victory, to remove the testimony that heaven already carved in your name. But they cannot succeed, not when God Himself says, "No one can delete what I have decreed." They may try to silence it, they may try to bury it, but the truth of heaven cannot be cancelled. It may be hidden for a while, but it will rise like the sun, unstoppable. You must know this truth deep in your bones. God will be with you, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you, you are safe, you are guarded, you are surrounded. But your part is to trust. Trust when it looks impossible. Trust when it feels unbearable. Trust when the voices of doubt are louder than the voices of faith. Trust when even your own heart whispers, "Maybe this is too much." Because Archangel Michael did not beg lightly, the 7 archangels do not kneel in vain, and God Himself does not plead unless there is something extraordinary, something critical, something heaven-shaking on the line. You are asking, what is this something bad? What is this darkness that tries to delete? It is the plan of discouragement, the assignment of despair, the trap of distraction that has been circling your life. The enemy has been whispering lies, that you are forgotten, that you are unloved, that you are incapable, that your prayers do not reach beyond your ceiling. But God says, my child, do not believe the lie. Every tear you shed has been gathered, every prayer you whispered in secret has been caught, every cry of pain has been written in my book. Nothing has been erased. They tried to delete your hope, but I preserved it. They tried to delete your destiny, but I sealed it in heaven. They tried to delete your name from the blessings prepared, but I engraved it on my palm. They tried to delete your faith, but Michael fought for it, Gabriel carried your answer, Raphael healed your broken pieces, Uriel lit your path, and the rest of my angels covered you when you thought no one saw. Listen carefully, child, the urgency is not meant to frighten you but to awaken you. There are moments in life when delay is harmless, when waiting is fine, but this is not one of them. The heavens declared, this cannot be ignored. This cannot be brushed aside. This cannot be opened later. This is why Michael cried, open this immediately. Because timing matters. Because in the unseen realm, a window has opened, and it will not stay open forever. What you do now shifts what comes next. God says, you have carried the weight of battles no one knew about. You have smiled while bleeding inside, you have encouraged others while drowning in your own storms, you have stood tall when your knees were trembling, and heaven saw it all. The world may not have rewarded you, but I have prepared your reward. The enemy knows this, and that is why he is desperate to delete, to distract, to delay. But I am greater than the enemy. No one, no power, no darkness can undo what I, the Lord, have already finished. Beloved, do not underestimate the words, you are the only one capable. This is not arrogance, this is not pride, this is not to burden you with impossible pressure. It is because your heart is unique. Your spirit is strong. Your endurance has been tested in fire. Others could not carry what you carry. Others would have broken under what you survived. You are not perfect, no, but you are chosen, and chosen people always feel both the crushing weight of responsibility and the burning fire of divine love. That is why Michael begs. That is why heaven pauses. That is why the Spirit pressed this into your hands. God says, I will protect you. Do not be afraid of what is coming. The danger that looked near has already been intercepted. The pit they dug for you will catch their own feet. The snare they laid for you will snap shut on their own plans. What they meant to delete will only shine brighter. What they tried to bury will bloom in the open. What they whispered against you will turn into testimonies for you. This is why the heavens fight. This is why the angels gather. This is why Michael pleads for your trust. You may feel alone right now, but you are not. You may feel tired, but you are about to see strength rise inside you that you did not know you had. You may feel like nothing is changing, but in the invisible realm, everything is already shifting. The prayers you prayed years ago are aligning now. The doors that stayed shut for months are unlocking now. The miracle you thought would never come is breaking through now. And the reason the darkness is fighting so hard to delete this message is because it knows, once you receive it, once you believe it, once you hold it, its grip on you is finished. So hear me, child of God, do not let fear steal this moment. Do not let doubt erase this truth. Do not let hesitation close this window. You are safe. You are shielded. You are loved. You are chosen. You are capable. You are covered. Trust me, says the Lord, and you will see what the enemy tried to erase appear in full power before your very eyes. Archangel Michael says, the battle is already won, but you must stand in faith. Do not surrender to fear. Do not bow to lies. Do not allow your hope to be deleted. Heaven is with you. Heaven is fighting for you. Heaven is waiting for your yes. And so I tell you once again, beloved, God will be with you, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you, you are safe, you just have to trust God and pray to Him. If you believe in God, type Amen.